For today's review, I'm going to be talking about The Ruins. This is a pretty good horror movie about a group of 4 kids. They're vacationing in Mexico. They visit these ancient ruins, and then guess what? Bad things start happening. People start dying. Pretty tried and true gruesome horror movie stuff. I think this is a movie where, like, when you're talking about it, when you're reviewing it, you kind of go into it thinking, well, do I kind of like give away what sort of the twist is? I don't even think you could call it a twist, but like, I think like the original trailers of the movie kind of made a point to not actually show what was actually antagonizing these kids. But I'll give away spoilers in this review, so you've been warned. Basically, it's about killer plants, and that's it. So, like, these plants are growing in the ruins, and there's these Mayans who are trying to keep the place quarantined. They don't want people to, get the infection, and, it can spell certain doom for the world if, people bring this leafy kind of epidemic to the world. So, and that's what it's really all about. And these kids, they're kind of the stupid type of teenagers you see in these movies, young adults. They have their whole lives ahead of them, but they didn't anticipate this. But I think the characters are good. They all have their own kind of traits, and I think, for the most part, the cast does good work with kind of cheesy material. Like, they sell it. I mean, we have a pretty good cast. Jenna Malone is actually in the movie. She's like in... This has got to be one of her earliest roles. I barely recognized her. Now she's like, kind of like a super big star now with the Hunger Games, and she's going to be in the Batman versus Superman movies. Sean Ashmore is in the movie, and poor guy, he can't catch a break, whether, he's out in the ruins in this movie or out on a ski trip in Frozen or constantly being mistaken for Chris Pine, the poor guy. So I think kind of because the characters are so good, we get a little bit invested in kind of the horrors that follow. And there's some creepy stuff, like they all kind of turn against each other a little bit because the plants are like fucking with them. The plants kind of like learn how to emulate both human voices and like cell phone noise. Like they hear a cell phone like down in this deep pit in the movie, and they're like, we need to get this cell phone, it works, we need to call for help, blah blah blah. Turns out it's just the evil fucking plants fucking with them. And there's one really great scene where the guy who kind of brings them to the ruins, he's infected and they have to like cut off his fucking legs, and it's, oh my god, just this gruesome scene that's really really cool. So it has some good effects to it, even though I'm kind of conflicted as to whether it's just a really stupid concept or actually a good kind of different concept. And I think I'm a little bit towards the latter. It's at least something a little bit different, has some good gruesome scenes, and it's an entertaining horror movie, and, kind of kept me guessing and kept me invested throughout the whole movie. So it's definitely one of the better original horror movies. This isn't a remake, this isn't a sequel, this is something original, and I'd actually like to see another Ruins type of movie, another maybe like a sequel or something like that. We haven't seen anything just yet, which is kind of strange. But how many kids can die from plants these days? But I enjoyed it. Cast is good, effects are good, scary, entertaining. That's really all you can say. Good direction from Carter Smith and Scott B. Smith wrote the original novel and the screenplay, and from what I hear, it has some differences, like they kind of switch around character roles and things like that. But ultimately, I think it's a pretty creepy movie for what it is. And actually, Ben Stiller, he produced the movie, so it's kind of weird to see his name on like a kind of gruesome teen horror movie. And another thing I'll say about it, ending credits are with the Yeah Yeah Yeahs Phenomena, which is, I love the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, so it's a pretty good movie. It's not a masterpiece by any means, but I enjoy it, and I think it's worth checking out. Gruesome fun, killer plant good time. If you've watched Little Shop of Horrors and the remake 1,000 times over, maybe this will, be a little edgier for you, and less songs, which is good. Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, that's my review. Give it a look. More 31 Days of Horror to come. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. In the meantime, check out my previous 31 Days of Horror playlists from last year and the year before. I got plenty more horror reviews, plenty more to come. Stay tuned for that. In the meantime, stay scared, and I'll see you later.